Okay, we're going to look at an exam question that involves doing a parabola and an exponential equation together, and let's just give it a try. Okay, it starts off and they tell you the story. They say there is an exponential equation that has this function. They give you 2 to the x minus 8. And then they say, hey, there is a quadratic function here. Well, you have to know it's quadratic. 1/2 x squared plus bx plus c. They put it in standard form, but there's two things they're not telling you about here. Okay, the first question is determine the coordinates of A and B. Okay, well, let's just give it a try. Let's try A. Well, for A, this is part of the exponential equation, but we know right there y is equal to 0, so we can put a 0 there. 0 equals 2 to the x minus 8. Then we add 8, and 2 cubed is 8, so x must equal 3. Hey, we just got A. It's 3 and 0. Well, there you go. We've got A. Now, what about B? What about B? Look, it's down here. Well, that's where x is 0. So, hey, this is the function to use for this. If we let x equal 0, we get 2 to the 0 is 1. And 1 minus 8 is negative 7. So B must be 0 and minus 7, because 2 to the 0 minus 8 is just minus 7. It's 1 minus 8, which is minus 7. So there we go. We've got the coordinates of A and B. Write down the equation of the asymptote of the graph. Well, that's just a learning thing. You know that thing added on or subtracted, y equals that, is the asymptote. That's the airport that it sort of takes off from. That's the way I like to think about it. Anyways, it's a horizontal line that it gets infinitely close to. Y equals minus 8. Okay. All right, okay, those are the first two questions. Now they want us to do some things with the parabolas, but we know A and we know B. We can use that A, I bet. Let's just see here. Okay, let's see this. It says determine C. That's the next question they're going to ask. In this function here, G, determine a C. Well, that is pretty darn easy because they gave us this is 0 and 4.5. That's a y-intercept. So we know it's the y-intercept. So C must just equal 4.5. When you let x equal 0, you get the y-intercept right here of the parabola. But determine B, now that's a little bit trickier. Except we've got a value here. When x is 3, y is 0. So we can put a 0 there and a 3 in for x. And we know that C is 9 over 2 now, 4.5. So all we have to do is solve for B. Well, B times 3 is 3b. We've got 9 over 2 here. This is 9 over 2. That's 18 over 2, which is just 9. And then we could subtract 9. It becomes negative 9. We divide by 3. Just solve this equation, and you get B equals minus 3. So now we've got B and C. Okay, it was a little bit tricky. Go back through it and look at what happened. Maybe we did that question a little bit quickly there, but all I really do is I take points that they give me or I figured out, like this one, 3 and 0, and I substitute in 0 for y and 3 for x. And then you just solve it. So this is just a number. 9 over 2 plus 9 over 2 is 18 over 2, which is 9. 3b plus 9, you just solve that equation. Subtract 9, divide by the 3 in front of b, and you get b is minus 3. Okay. Well, there's one question. It's a little bit more challenging.